y'all unfortunately going to have to see the back of my head a lot because I'm going to have to read back here just a little bit. So again, I apologize to all the musicians and everything that was working when me and Crystal left Friday. But sometimes y'all see, sometimes technology can be a beautiful thing, right? But anyway, so today we're going to start with the purpose of Christmas. This is actually a part 1 series, and we'll finish off part 4 actually the Sunday prior to Christmas. So it's kind of crazy that next Sunday will officially be in the month of December. It just really don't seem real, but this year has really went by in a hurry. But anyway, so the purpose of Christmas, part 1, we're in Luke chapter 2, verses 8 through 14 this morning. And so Christmas is the largest celebration around the world each year. Other holidays only get a single day. Christmas is emphasized 2 months of the year. You think of the radio and the merchandise on shelves and all that stuff. It's really emphasized 2 months of the whole entire year. But when you think about it, as far as other holidays only get a single day, you think of Thanksgiving Day, you think of Halloween, you think of Labor Day, Memorial Day, Veterans Day, 4th of July. But Christmas, usually right as soon as October is done, what they do around Halloween, they start getting stuff on the shelves and getting everything ready, right? And just kind of a reminder that you need to start emptying out your wallets and start spending and all that good stuff, right? So, but anyway, really it's emphasized at least 2 months of the year. And also think about the Christmas songs and everything, right? So usually right after Halloween, November 1st, a lot of times you start hearing those Christmas songs on the radio. It's there for about a couple months. So, but anyway, there are stores and even careers that are specifically dedicated to preparing for and celebrating that Christmas holiday season. I printed off something this morning because I was thinking about it. And so I printed off this morning, and I got my notes somewhere. There it is. You think of like candy canes, right? You know, how many, candy canes, and, that's the popular thing this time of year, right? So I printed off something off Spangler Candy Cane. It's a company, I guess Spangler Candy is maybe the name of it or something like that. But anyway, they make a bunch of candy canes. It says right here that they make 2.7 million candy canes a day. That's a lot of candy canes. It's right here on this morning off their website. 2.7 million candy canes a day. But you think about it. Think of how many people it takes to run that production line to put out 2.7 million candy canes a day. It takes quite a few people, I would imagine. But the thing is, though, because of this season, also people are benefiting from this season, the purpose of Christmas, for maybe even potential careers, right, as far as employment goes. Because 2.7 million candy canes a day is quite a big number. But anyway, there are stores and even careers that are specifically dedicated to preparing for and celebrating the Christmas holiday season. Now think about careers. Think about the Hallmark station, right? The Christmas movies and all that sort of stuff. You think about the old classic Christmas songs, right? You thought Mr. Grinch? That's one of the classic Christmas songs that you hear a lot on the radio. Or you even think about, maybe even one of those Elvis Presley songs, Blue Christmas or something like that. Because you don't want to try to sing like Elvis. That would be terribly bad. But anyway, there are specifically careers that's literally based on this season. But also there's billions of people worldwide that will set aside their normal routines. One is to decorate their homes. Or maybe in our case, not only just decorate our homes, but also decorate our dog as well. We got a 9-year-old Daisy. She's half pit and we have boxer. And she's our house dog. She's good as gold. But she is a mama's dog. She is a mama's girl. And she loves daddy. But mama, I would say when Crystal kind of starts to move around the bed a little bit, get ready to get up in the morning, I can be up and about maybe an hour prior but she'll lay in her hallway in her bed, and she just lay and she's waiting on Mama to get up. But it's like as soon as Mama's feet hits the floor off that bed, she's then all of a sudden ready for Mama to let her go out and do her business and everything. And I'm thinking, I've been up for like at least an hour. You can always ask me if you really got to go out. But there's a kind of routine pattern. But anyway, what we did with Daisy this season is that we got a little elf outfit. So we put a little elf outfit on her, and we took her to just a little heart of love for her. But she is our little baby girl, even though she's 9 years old. But so we got a little elf outfit and a little toboggan. Now, she don't mind the elf outfit, but she's just not too thrilled with that toboggan over her ears and everything. She's not a big fan of that. But we took her just the other week to Ramsher and get her nails like trimmed and cut and all that, and her little elf outfit and all that. So this holiday season, not only will people be decorating their homes, but maybe even their pets. I will say we got a house cat. I don't feel bold enough to try and decorate our house cat in an elf outfit, because I appreciate my flesh too much and to even make an attempt to do that. But also, you'll have so many people out there sending out greetings cards, right? Billions of people worldwide will set aside the normal routines to decorate their homes, send out greetings cards, buy gifts, right? Billions and billions of people. I mean, this is the golden time for so many companies to make money, right? You think of Black Friday, and then you got Cyber Monday tomorrow. But a lot of people be spending, opening up those wallets and buying all those Christmas gifts this time of the year. You have so many people going to Christmas party, attending church services, singing Christmas songs. Now, I try to make a tent while we're driving down the road, maybe sing some Elvis Presley Christmas songs, and so far, knock on wood, I haven't given Crystal a headache or a migraine by making those attempts. But anyway, that's another story. But also, billions of people worldwide will also be watching a bunch of Christmas TV specials, right? And also traveling long distances to be with their families. It's amazing that the birth of a baby in a manger over 2,000 years ago in the Middle East has caused such commotion, including traffic jams this time of the year from all parts and corners of the world. From Rome, from Paris to New York City to San Francisco to Sydney, Australia, all parts of the world. This one birth of a baby in a manger over 2,000 years ago in the Middle East has caused such commotion, including traffic jams, this time of the year from all parts and corners of the world. Every date, historical date, and birthday that we use on a referring calendar, or even when we write a specific date down, we are using Jesus Christ as our reference point. So every single time you jot down a date on that check, you're using Jesus Christ as a reference point. For even all the atheists who want to bash Jesus, doesn't exist and all that, their birthday is based on this baby boy in a manger. Every day, every historic date, every birthday is based on Jesus Christ as the reference point. Because Jesus Christ, history is divided into BC and AD. The night Jesus Christ was born in Bethlehem, a small group of shepherds was quietly tending their flocks of sheep in a nearby field. Technology is really loving me this morning. But anyway, to be continued. All right. When they were looking up at the stars, nothing seemed any different from 1,000 other nights. But what was about to happen would transform not only the shepherds' lives, but billions of other lives as well. This world would never, ever be the same again. In verse 8 through 10 of Luke chapter 2, it says, "That night there were shepherds staying in the fields nearby, guarding their flocks of sheep. Suddenly an angel of the Lord appeared among them, and the radiance of the Lord's glory surrounded them. They were terrified. In verse 10 it says, "But the angel reassured them, 'Don't be afraid,' he said. 'I bring you good news that will bring great joy to all people.'" I guess I need to raise up my arm every time. But anyway, so notice on Luke chapter 2, verse 8 through 10, it says, "Suddenly a bright light lit up the sky, and an angel from God appeared above them and began speaking to them. It seemed unbelievable, and they were terrified." So one thing I got right here is, have you ever been scared in your life? Have you ever been terrified at some point in your life? Maybe it's the outcome. Maybe it's the outcome of a medical report that you're waiting and you don't know how it's going to go. Have you been scared in your life? Maybe it's that job status or that career field. You feel like you're at an intersection in your life. You don't know which route to go. One thing I've always tried to work, trying to engrave and enlist in the boys' hearts is to always keep Christ first. I know Cameron, he's had a lot of different potential, a lot of different things he's talked about maybe doing after high school. And one thing I've always tried to remind him is, through it all, always keep Christ first. Always keep Christ first in all things. But it could be a job status or a career situation. You're not sure which route to go. Maybe it's a marriage situation or a relationship situation. Maybe it's loneliness. Maybe it's something involved with the school. The thing is that if God will always have a way to speak to our hearts if we're willing to let Him. If we're willing to let God speak to our hearts, He will show us which path to take in life. In Luke chapter 2, verse 11 and 12, it says, "The Savior, yes, the Messiah, the Lord, has been born today in Bethlehem, the city of David. And you will recognize Him by this sign. You will find a baby wrapped snugly in strips of cloth lying in a manger." Verse 13 and 14 says, "Suddenly the angel was joined by a vast host of others, the armies of heaven, praising God and saying, 'Glory to God in the highest heaven, and peace on earth to those with whom God is pleased.'" Now verse 10, again it says, "But the angel reassured them. 'Don't be afraid,' he said. 'I bring you good news that will bring great joy to all people.'" But how is that even so? Because think about the Christmas season. Getting ready for Christmas seems more of a hassle than a source of happiness. It is a source of stress, right? You got to make sure you got all the gifts. You got to prep the turkey right or the ham right or make sure the sweet potato. I'm giving y'all hints of lunch and everything. But anyway, I'm not going to get the point. But anyway, it can be a source of stress, right? You got to make sure everything's perfect and legit and so forth. People feel pressure, not pleasure, when it comes to Christmas. Christmas may seem like it's a duty, not a delight. They endure Christmas rather than actually enjoying the season of Christmas. There can be many reasons why people might feel uneasy, lonely, or even depressed during the Christmas season. Regardless of anyone's background, religion, problems, or circumstances, Christmas is the best news that anyone could get. The truth of the purpose of Christmas can transform our lives for the better here on earth and forever in eternity. Right now, the most important thing for us to understand is the implications of Christmas on our lives. If we can take the moment to just slow down and pause to consider the purpose of Christmas, we can receive and enjoy the best Christmas gift will ever be given. It is God's Christmas gift to us, and that is Jesus Christ. The three qualities of God's Christmas gift that makes it unique. One, it's the most expensive gift you'll ever receive. It's priceless. Jesus paid for it with His life. The second thing on why the three qualities of God's Christmas gift that makes it unique It's the only gift you'll ever receive that will last forever. It never will ever grow old. It will last forever. 3, it is an extremely practical gift, one you'll use every day for the rest of your life. Amen. You'll use it every single day for the rest of your life. How many other Christmas gifts can you say about that? That you use it every single day for the rest of your life. But we can't say that about God's gift and His only Son, Jesus Christ. Do you carry with you God's gift every day? It's permanent, not temporary. All these other gifts, you think toys that these children were getting and everything, it's all temporary. I never forget growing up, not growing up, but when Cameron was growing up and the boys growing up, we'll go to these yard sales and everything, and they'll see little Cameron, those big eyes and everything. I don't know how many free gifts he got at all these different yard sales and everything. So many of them. But they grow old. It's just temporary. Temporary happiness. Temporary pleasure. It wasn't permanent. Jesus never grows old. He never grows old. But the thing is do you carry with you God's gift every day? Do you carry it with you when you go to work? Do you carry it with you when you talk with your friends? Do you carry it with you when you go into your house? Do you carry it with you when you get inside your vehicle? And guess what? It's free of charge. It don't cost you a dime. All you got to do is receive it. On the first Christmas night, the angel announced 3 purposes for the birth of Jesus. 1, the Christmas is a time for celebration. We're going to talk about that next Sunday. 2, Christmas is a time for salvation. That's part 3. We'll talk about that in a couple weeks. In 3 weeks, we'll be talking about the third one. Christmas is a time for reconciliation. That's part 4. We'll talk about that in 3 weeks. And then after that, will lead us up to Christmas Day. But again, as we wrap up here this morning, three qualities of God's Christmas gift that makes it unique. I think it's important to know the purpose of Christmas, the purpose of this season. 1 is the most expensive gift you'll ever receive. It's priceless. Jesus paid for it with His life. He gave His life so you can have eternal happiness. He gave His life so you can be eternally free. So many people make fun of it, make it not so much important, just squander it down, squash it down, time and time again. But I promise you one thing, every knee will bow down and admit that He is Lord of all lords. The Scriptures tells us that. The second one is the only gift you'll ever receive that will last forever. It's not temporary, it is permanent. It is an extremely practical gift, one you'll use every day for the rest of your life. So I want to encourage everyone. It kind of leads up to this next one. Do you carry with you God's gift every day? Jesus already paid the price. It is finished. The question is, have you received His one and only Son, Jesus Christ? What better time to make things right? Well, any day is a time to make things right. But this Christmas season, as we celebrate Advent, what better time to make things right with the one and only Son, Jesus Christ? I just want everyone to know that it's permanent and not temporary. Wherever you go through in life, carry it with you every single day, every single minute, and every single second. Because Jesus and only Jesus is the purpose of Christmas. Let's go to the Lord in prayer. Pastor Doug, would you mind closing us in prayer, please?